Hi everyone, I'm going to present our idea, From Data to Decision, AI-driven supply chain agency for man-sized manufacturers. First, I want to begin with a real example. In 2021, a supply chain disruption affected H&M manufacturing. One planning order was delayed for 6 weeks because of upstreaming supply did not have enough workers. H&M is a small manufacturer with about $3 million in annual sales, but the delayed parts were holding up a consumer's $5 million machine. This case shows how serious the loss of supply chain disruption can cause on media companies. This is why the market needs a supply chain resilience solution. Today, disruptions are no longer rare. They are becoming a normal part of global manufacturing. For man-sized manufacturers, even one disruption can cause millions in loss through line stoppage, labor inefficiency, and recovery costs. The problem is even worse because of some companies still respond too slowly. In many cases, our solution is an AI supply chain agent. It not only monitors risk, it also helps companies respond faster and more constantly. First, the system cleans the structured data from the user. Then, it monitors disruption signals, supply conditions, and company data. After that, it compares the situation with company's own risk rules. For low-risk disruptions, the AI can respond automatically. For high-risk disruptions, the manager makes the final decision. The system also stores decisions and outcomes so it can improve future recommendations over time. The AI looks at several important types of information. It tracks global disruption signals such as shipping delays. It also uses real-time ERP data, includes inventory levels and production schedules. In addition, it checks supplier health, such as financial stability, delivery reliability. This means the company does not need to wait until the disruption becomes serious. The agent can dedicate warning signal earlier and support faster action. Then, the AI can respond on early warning signal before a disruption becomes serious. It can generate email for possible order. It can also trigger migration workflows based on predefined plans. This helps reduce repetitive work, save labor costs, and improve communication speed. At the same time, it can flag ERP recorder adjustments, and it also recommends preemptive stock building when disruption risk is rising, which helps reduce shortage before they happen. Another key point is personalization. Different companies do not need the same response to the same disruption. For example, in the H&M case, a supply delay is high risk because it's directly related to production. But for a company in the logistics industry, the same event may be low risk as may affect a different stage of operations. So our system allows companies to enter their own risk standards. This makes the AI more flexible, more practical, and more useful for companies of different size and different needs.
As a beginning user, you can use the sign up here to implement some of the company's information here and just click on the sign up. Then you will go to another page, put all the information, go to the dashboard, which is the most important here. For the first part, you can see there's a global map which shows the transportation route for each of the related to each of the main cities in the world. And you can see it is through the ocean, through the air, or through the truck. And to the second part, there's some of the political news or information which will influence our transportation or influence some of the works we are doing for the company here. And for the third part, you can see there's some AI generated information or suggestion which will help us to understand the reality, the changes happen in the transportation. And also for the fourth part, there's some kind of AI generated email which can be sent to our workmates company just by click on this size. And for the last part, there's a AI generated thing we can use to get some feedbacks.
We designed a weighted multi-factor function for our risks. Each component represents a different dimension of risks, including financial health, market volatility, geopolitical events, and irregularity chains. Instead of fixing the risks, we treat them as learnable parameters and can later be optimized using machine learning models. This design has two key advantages. First, data privacy. Sensitive company data will not directly sent to artificial intelligence models. Second, data can be interpreted. Company can easily understand how each factor contributes to the final risk score.
Our products are excellent and the market is large enough to support it. Let me start with the market opportunity. AI in supply chain is one of the fastest growing enterprise software categories. By 2025, the global market size is expected to reach around 15 billion, and by 2035, it will grow to over 200 billion, driven by a 37% CAGR. Our initial focus is the mid-market manufacturing segment, which represents a highly underserved but extremely valuable part of the ecosystem. In the US alone, there are 200,000 to 300,000 mid-sized manufacturers, and roughly one-third fall directly into our target category. These companies feel supply chain pain deeply, but they lack the resources to build AI capabilities internally. This creates a large and rapidly growing $6 billion serviceable market that is ideal for a scalable SaaS solution. We are starting with the industrial equipment vertical, and there are 3 reasons why this is ideal beachhead. First, the industry relies on high-value, long lead time components, and disruptions causes immediate financial impact, making predictive visibility extraordinarily valuable. Second, their supply networks are highly complex, often involving 4 to 6 tiers across different geographies. Tracking issues manually is nearly impossible, which creates a natural demand for automated intelligence. Third, the industry is dominated by mid-market manufacturers with historically low digitalization. They're big enough to feel the pain, but not big enough to build their own systems. This makes them perfect early adopters of an out-of-the-box AI platform. Based on the industry benchmarks and adoption rates, our initial SOM for this vertical alone is about 700 million, giving us a strong foundation to scale over the next 3 to 5 years. Our pricing model is simple, transparent, and aligned with customer maturity. Tier 1 is a pilot package. It's a low-friction entry point. We deploy at a single site or limited supplier scope, validate value quickly, and help customers see ROI within weeks. Tier 2 is a core subscription. It's a full platform for daily operations, and this includes end-to-end risk sensing, automated workflows, supplier monitoring, and dedicated support. Tier 3 is enterprise expansion, scaling across plants and supplier networks with custom integration and volume-based pricing. Our GTM strategy has 3 pillars. The first one is acquisition. We target mid-market manufacturers through vertical-focused outbound, industry associations, supply chain events, and credibility-building content. Founder-led conversations help us to close the first 10 to 15 customers quickly. The second one is a conversion. We keep evaluations extremely lightweight. From demo to pilot usually takes just 1 to 2 weeks. Most mid-market manufacturers require no on-site visits. And lastly is retention and expansion. We deliver clear ROI in 8 to 6 weeks. From there, we expand side by side, supplier by supplier, and category by category, deeply embedding workflows into daily operations. Finally, what truly differentiates us is the speed of value realization. Within 8 to 12 weeks, our customers typically see the ROI of 3.5, driven by reduced downtime, labor savings, and avoided disruptions, 25 to 40% fewer manual supplier follow-ups, and 30 to 50% faster issue detection, 15 to 25% lower expecting fees, and 10 to 18 lower safety stock, 70 to 90% fewer unexpected disruptions with 2 to 7 days of early warning. From a mid-market manufacturer, avoiding even one major disruption usually covers the full annual subscriptions. So this is why customers expand quickly and stay with us long term. Finally, the data and privacy and security part. Data security and privacy concerns are among the top worries for businesses regarding AI adoption, and we can promise customer retains 100% ownership of all their data. There's zero supply identifiable information in model training. There's no data comingling, and all raw data is processed locally before being uploaded to the AI. Thank you for listening.